Miss Haig, sir.
Splendid. Show her in.
I'll leave you to your interview, darling. I'll be shopping for the rest of the afternoon.
Yes, yes. Have a marvelous time, Chipmunk.
Don't call me that.
As you wish, my love. Pip-pip.
He's rather larger than I expected.
Ah, yes. He's a big bundle of charisma and intelligence. If you're lucky, perhaps he'll regale you with his rousing safari adventures.
Good day, Baron Dumont.
Goodness, had I known you would be so sumptuous, I might have preened. Care for a drink?
No, thank you. It's a little early for me.
Well, I'll indulge for us both in that case. I hope you'll pardon me for saying so, but you're a ravishing girl. Simply ravishing.
That's very kind of you. I'm sure your wife feels absolutely spoiled by your abundant charm.
Oh, she's a lucky old crow, I'll grant you that. Now then, Giles tells me you want to profile me for this magazine of yours. Men of Influence, was it?
Yes. Each issue we cover a different person in our Perfect Lives series, someone whose lifestyle and achievements serve as inspiration for our readers.
Jolly good. You've come to the right place. That will be all, Giles.
Actually, sir, I thought it might be worthwhile for me to stay, in case the young lady should desire anything at all.
Splendid idea. Pip-pip.
Yes, sir. I'll be right over here if you require anything, Miss Haig.
Thank you. Baron Dumont, do you mind if I record our interview? I'd rather devote my attention to you than to my notepad.
And who could blame you? Record away, my dear. So then, where shall we begin?
Clearly, it takes a savvy, intelligent individual to succeed in business where you have. What's your secret?
Well, I suppose it takes a solid appreciation of the fundamentals of business success. Once you have that, the rest is easy.
Many men with such immense wealth succumb to sloth or immoderation. How do you keep yourself productive and effectual in the face of such constant temptation?
Excuse me.
An ingenious question. Well, you see, a man has certain choices he can make. Some choices are wise ones, and some are not. So I suppose you could say that making wise choices is an important step in one's tireless quest for wisdom.
I'm sure our loyal readers would love to know what hunting rifle such a magnificent sportsman favors on safari.
Ah, yes, indeed. Well, it depends to some degree on the beast I'm tracking. For a tiger, I tend to favor the legendary Matterhorn Model 4 special issue.
Isn't that a .22 caliber target rifle? Seems a bit feeble for a tiger.
Yes, but I savor a challenge.
How intrepid! You must be quite a marksman to take down a tiger with a single round from a .22.
Well, sometimes it takes a few more than that.
Still, even 3 rounds is impressive.
It's usually more like 17 or 18.
Really? You might find a larger caliber to be more humane.
Yes, but then you have to deal with all that nasty recoil.
I see. What's the most dangerous animal you ever faced?
I once squared off against a silverback gorilla.
A silverback gorilla?
Yes, a huge, ferocious, man-eating beast.
Man-eating?
quite so.
But I was under the impression that gorillas were herbivores and very gentle unless threatened.
Well, that's true of some gorillas, but this was one of the dreaded man-eating gorillas of Pakistan.
I wasn't aware there were gorillas in Pakistan.
Well, that's because few live to tell of them, you see.
Well, it's fortunate that you did.
Agreed. Silverbacks are by far the most dangerous animals to hunt.
I was under the impression that that distinction went to Cape buffalo.
Nonsense. Cape buffalo are just glorified cows.
Is there anything that can strike fear into the heart of such a stalwart hunter as yourself?
Frankly, no.
Really? Nothing at all?
Not that I can think of.
Not even centipedes?
Oh, dreadful things. Yes, I suppose, perhaps centipedes.
Personally, I'm terrified of rats.
Oh, God, yes. Those beady, evil little eyes and sharp little vermin teeth. Horrible animals, especially in a mob.
And spiders.
Oh, don't even mention them.
How did you become so courageous?
Oh, just something one's born with, I suppose.
I understand that yours is a steadfastly Episcopal lineage. How does your unswerving faith influence your day-to-day life?
This should be good.
Well, you see, faith is... how shall I put it? Faith is... Oh, simply put, faith... I'm sure plenty of other great men have had keen things to say about faith. Why don't you be a dear and just quote one of them?
Smashing idea. How has your approach to running Dumas Industrial Enterprises differed from your late father's?
I'm not really sure what approach my father used, but I like to run things strictly by the book.
By the book?
Yes, you know, according to policy.
But whose policies?
I'm afraid that information is strictly classified. Next.
Is there a message you'd like to share with your many admirers?
Good hunting, my humble devotees.
Well, that's all the questions I prepared. I must confess, I'm positive this will be our most popular Perfect Lives installment yet.
Oh, you think so?
Absolutely. Rarely does nature combine so many excellent qualities in one man. Our readers will be fascinated, and maybe even a bit envious.
One can hardly blame them.
What I don't understand is where such a busy man finds the time to be a successful business tycoon, loving husband, daring hunter, astute philosopher, cultivated humorist, etc. Aren't you overwhelmed?
Well, one learns to delegate. For example, although you wouldn't guess it, I'm only peripherally involved with Dumas Enterprises these days. Strictly in an advisory capacity, you see, to keep the company on track.
How ingenious.
Oh, well, I have my moments.
But isn't it an awful risk to hand over operations to someone less accomplished in the subtleties of enterprise than yourself?
Actually, it's safer that way.
Really?
Yes, you see, in my experience, the less one knows about running a business, the less he can screw up. I make all the important decisions. The rest is just, paperwork.
Still, you wouldn't want your competitors getting their hands on that paperwork.
Oh, quite true. But we have a very large safe in which to store it.
Safes can be cracked.
It's not a concern.
Why not?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss such matters, even with a young lady as charming as yourself.
Thank you for your time, Baron de Maulle. It's been an eye-opening experience.
I'm happy to oblige. Never turn your back on a worthy cause, I always say.
A worthy meal is more like it.